Alright guys, so welcome back here to our first tutorial how to set up our amazing the DevRealm backend tools. So basically if you're looking for a way to have automatic player auth leaderboards, cloud saves, remote configs, there's a lot of things you can do with this system that we created to help the developers, and this also help ourselves as well, like here in the DevRealm. And you have here a tier, so you have the free, the Indie Studio and Pro, so it fits whatever you need. And basically this is a out-of-the-box solution for all those things you can see here. So instead of you focusing on creating the server-side rendering and all those other boring stuff, just use this tool to implement all those amazing features that you can have here. And in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how easy it is to use the authentication. And then we're going to go and cover one by one, since from creating the account to set up the plugin into your game. All right. So the first thing you need to do is then make sure that you go to your Unreal Engine, the Fab Store, and you install our plugin. Okay. Now, after you install your plugin, create your game, whatever this is. I'm just going to create a new folder here called -main, because I will export this so you guys can have a full implementation here demo with this stuff. Now after you do this, go back here to your window, and the way you verify if the plugin is installed, you just search for DevRealm, right? And you should see here the DevRealm backend. I'm going to change the image, but don't worry about this one for now. Just make sure you have that installed. And now the next thing we need to do, we also have the documentation here as well. Make sure you go here to your Windows, project settings, okay? Scroll down, and you're gonna go here to the DevRealm backend. So in here, the main thing you have to worry about is just two things you have to set up: the game key and the Superbase anon key, which is something that we use internally to send your data to our server. So how you get this? Very easy. Let's just go ahead here. I'm gonna sign in, and I'm gonna create a new account for this. I'm gonna sign in with my Google. Right? I'm going to go back here to my project settings, and I do not have any products, and my plan is the free one for now, which is fine. Now I'm going to create one, and I'm going to call this super test, and I'm going to create this. Perfect. I'm going to copy that key. You can copy that, or what you can do as well, you can open up the super test, and we're going to go back here to this part where it's Unreal Engine setups. Here, so we're just going to copy first the game key. So we're going to go back here, and we're going to add the game key. We're going to copy the base URL. This is very important as well. So copy that. We just need to paste it here. And the next thing we need to do is to copy this long key. Okay. Now everything else you don't need to change. You can leave it the way it is. You can also enable debugging if you want. Now how to use this tool? Very simple. So the first thing we're going to do here is that we're going to create a game mode. All right, so I'm going to go back to my blueprints, and I'm going to create here a blueprint here. I'm just going to create a new one, and I'm going to create a new game mode called GM Dev Backend. All right, and I am going to basically open up this. I'm going to select a pawn, so any pawn here will do, to be honest. I'm going to leave everything as default. The only thing I'm going to do is just create a player controller, so bp dev backend player controller, so we can actually add a widget. All right, now I'm going to open up here my game mode, and I'm just going to assign my backend here. I'm doing all this stuff. If you already have your game, you don't need to worry about this. It's just because we're using a brand new project. All right, now I'm going to go back to the world settings, and I'm going to load this here, and I'm going to press play, and I should see just an empty thing. All right, we only care about the authentication side of it, so I'm going to create here a new folder called widgets, and I'm going to create here a new widget called wbp login, main login screen. Nice. Now I'm going to create a new widget, and this widget is going to be a user widget called WBP register. All right. Now I'm going to make things very simple, guys. I'm not going to make crazy UI. So I'm just going to add here literally a vertical box. And on this vertical box, I'm gonna add input or a text and text box, right? And we're gonna call this first one user email and duplicate and add another one called user pass. And then I'm gonna add a button, okay, here, and this is gonna be submit, and we're gonna add text inside that, right? Now inside this is gonna be just called submit. Perfect. Now I am gonna make sure that we add a spacer just to make things a little bit nice on our design. And this spacer, I'm gonna add the padding of 20 on all the directions. And I'm gonna duplicate the spacer and add it here. Then I'm just gonna add a new text, and we're creating just a basic form, right? And this one is gonna be email, right? And this one I'm gonna duplicate that, and I'm gonna add it here, and we're gonna add password, right? Password. Perfect. Nice. Now, so basically this is the closest thing we can from a registration form. I'm gonna open up here my main screen. Oh, this is a preview. I'm sorry. We need to create not a preview, but we need to create here a proper widget. So let's go back here to widgets blueprint. This WBP main login widget. Now on the main login widget, we are gonna add our register page here. So we're just gonna add a canvas because we're gonna kind of switch between screens, right? Perfect. Now I am gonna make something super simple. I'm gonna add this right to the middle, and the size here I'm not sure yet, but it's gonna make sure 0.5, and as you can see here we can just increase the size of this a little bit, so we can make it, let's say 500 by 400, and we're gonna align 0, 0. Perfect. Nice. Now let's just spin this widget on our controller. Okay. Go back to our player controller here. Go back, and we're gonna create here create widget, and we're gonna add it here. We're gonna go back to this, and we're gonna add to viewport. Okay. We're gonna compile and save, and look at that. We should have a widget now, and we can type our stuff. So there's one more thing we need to do is set game mode UI. No, set game mode. I think it's game only. Set input game. No. Game and UI. Yeah, that's the right one. Sorry. Yeah. We need to call this player controller is self, and we need to put a widget here. The next thing we need to do is show cursor, and we're gonna do through. Perfect. Now I'm gonna open up here and open up this on a new screen, and now I have the submission. And I want you to get to this point, and then the next video we are gonna carry on and do the login screen and the registration.